Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to visiting lecture today with University Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Welcome to the Honorable T.S. Herny Ramadhani, Mohd Husny Hamid as a head of Cybersecurity and Technology Conference. As for the topic today is cybersecurity in connected world. Yeah, this event will be also live streamed on the University of STEKOM YouTube channel. And now I will read our agenda this afternoon. First, we will start class presentation by Miss Herny. Continue with the Q&A session and take a picture for documentation. And last time is closing. So we will begin the main event presentation delivered by Miss Herny. Yeah, you can start for this class today. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Hi. Assalamualaikum. Okay. How are you?
Hi.
Have you taken your lunch?
Alrighty, Miss.
Okay. All right. So before I start, maybe I would like to say thank you for this opportunity, for inviting me to be to share some information about on how cybersecurity is needed in today's connected world. Okay. My name is Herny Ramadhani binti Husny Hamid. So as mentioned by Miss Novita, is it? Can I call you Miss Novita or okay?
Yes.
So as mentioned by Miss Novita, currently I'm the head of section for cybersecurity and technological convergence in University Kuala Lumpur. Okay. So I've been in this area to be a lecturer since 2004. Okay, so I think that's quite long from 2004 until now. Okay, so for today, it will be honored for me to share. If you have any additional information or do you want to ask anything or you want to share, so please do so. Don't wait until the end of the session. So just feel free to jump in, and also we can play around lah with the timing that is given. All right. Okay. So let me share my screen. I'm not used to use Zoom, so please apologize if I have any difficulties in navigating in Zoom, right? So let me share my screen. Okay. So can you see my slide? Not yet. A bit slow, is it?
Already.
Okay. All right. So okay, so let me slideshow. All right, so this will be our topic for discussion. All right, so I think hopefully we can have like a bit non-formal session. Okay, so at least we to have a non-formal session lah. All right, so the topic will be cybersecurity in connected world. Right, so this will be the topic of discussion for today, which is we will be discussing on 7 main topic lah. All right, so the first one is on the introduction on why information security is matters, especially in this today's connected world. Okay, and then after that we will discuss about the connected world landscape. Okay, to understand the connected world. All right, and then the third one we will discuss on the most important part lah, which is the key security challenges. What will be the security challenges that we will be facing in this connected world. All right, and then after that we will discuss about what is the security measures, on how to implement the security measures based on the security challenges that we have discussed previously. And then number 5, we would like to see the future trends in information security. So what is the future? What should we look forward, okay, in future? Okay, so it's a future security trends. And then number 6 is the recent cybersecurity cases in the connected world. So we will look into a few cases, the high profile cases that has happened around the world. All right. And then the last one will be the closing ceremony, the closing summary. All right. So the importance why we need these security measures to be implemented in our daily life, in the organization, and so forth. All right. Okay, so the main topic today is on about implementing cybersecurity in today's connected world. So before we start, this will be the first topic that we will discuss is about why information security matters. All right. You need to know the first thing, why is information security matters. All right. Okay. My slide. All right. So for the introduction. Okay, so the importance of information security in the connected world cannot be overstated because nowadays information is also as an asset for our meaning for individual, for the company. So information is actually an important asset. So previously, when we talk about asset is more like the tangible asset lah, like chairs, table, and so forth. But now, currently, information is also included in the asset punya category. All right. So we need to make sure that the information is well secured because it can jeopardize the company if it is being stolen by the hackers and so forth. All right. So a cyber threats increase in both number and complexity. So that's why protecting data and also that information has become a very critical priority. So most of the company need to put this on how to protect data as in the very high, not only high, but in a critical priority. Okay. So in order to do this, we need to invest lah. We need to the company need to invest in a very robust information security framework. So when we talk about framework, is a very big that the company need to. So this framework is okay to protect the asset, and also the most important part also is to ensure the continuity of the operation of the company. All right. So if we don't have this, so if we have a problem, I mean the company have problem, then most probably not only we cannot operate, but we cannot continue in operating our the operation of our company. Okay. So there's a lot of key points here, but I would like to highlight on these three main key points lah. Okay, so the first one is why we need why information security matters is because the first one is due to increasing cyber threats. Okay, so due to increasing cyber threats. And the second one would be due to the value of the data itself. Okay, so we know now that the data is very important. So it has many categories, sensitive data, confidential data, private data. So we know nowadays the value of the data itself, right? So that's why the information security really matters into this one lah. And then the third one is because of regulatory requirements. All right. So let's look about in detail what would be these 3 points means. All right. Okay, so the first one is due to the increasing cyber threat. So as you all know, when we talk about this interconnected digital age in this connected world, so cyber threats has escalated dramatically. Okay, so there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of cases that is actually happening. Okay, so these threats includes there's malware, ransomware, phishing, APTs, right? And then even though like a malware is a very general, which is we call it as malicious software, right? So under the malware itself has so many threats such as worms, virus, rootkit. Ransomware is also a part of malware. Okay, but then why ransomware is highlighted individually? Because it gives a lot of impact nowadays, right? Okay, so and then due to this increasing cyber threats, the cyber criminals is actually very creative and very eager because they continuously develop a new techniques. Okay, they like to they try and error, and then they would love to develop a new techniques in order to exploit vulnerabilities and in the system and also the network. Okay. So this is also some of the factors why it is difficult for the IT people to mitigate because the cyber criminals keep developing a new techniques, right? Okay, and then due also because there's a high profile cyber attacks, okay, especially on corporation, on governments. All right, so they are attacking the critical information security measures. So that's why we need this one. We need to have this information security. All right, and then the last one because the impact itself. Okay, so when we fail to have proper mitigation, so we fail to protect our company. So these threats can actually give high impact to our company, okay, such as financial losses, okay, reputational damage, and also operational disruption. So these three impact is very will give very give harm lah to the organization. Okay, so actually this one is this impact is related to each another. So for example, if the company reputational is damaged, then definitely the client, the customer will have will don't have any confidence towards that company, and they will shift to another company. So this will lead to financial losses lah to that particular for that particular company. All right. So again, if the operation of the company is disrupt, then it can give reputational damage to that particular company. Okay. So this actually is related to each another. Okay, and then the number 2 is due to value of data. All right. So data is most valuable asset lah in this modern world. Okay. And then, for example, we have sensitive information, critical information, such as personal information, okay, and then also financial record, intellectual property. So just imagine if all of this data has been stolen by other company, so it will give impact to the current company. All right. So unauthorized access to or leakage of the data can lead to identity theft, okay, financial fraud, and also competitive advantages. So, and then moreover, sensitive data breach can erode customer trust and loyalty. So just imagine you as the client or you as the customer. So if you know that your data has been stolen and it's been sold to another company, so how would you feel? So definitely you will not trust the company that have your record, right? So this is also why information security is matter lah. Okay, and then the last one would be that I would like to highlight is because of regulatory requirements. Okay, so we have regulatory requirements that we need to fulfill. Okay, so each country, they have their own regulatory that they need to abide. Okay, so governments and regulatory bodies across the globe has establish laws and regulation to protect data and to ensure information security. So when due to this, the company need to follow all the laws and regulation. So if you are in Indonesia, you need to know what will be the laws and regulation that you need to follow in Indonesia. But if you are working in Malaysia, then you need to know what is the law and regulation that you need to follow in Malaysia. All right. So compliance with this regulation such as there's a lot of GDPR, that one is in European Union, and then we have HIPAA, that one is in US, okay, and then also the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS. So this is the mandatory for organization on how to handle specific data, type of data. So if you are the organization that have data, then you need to follow this regulation. Okay, so if you are not following the regulation, then you can apa orang kata, you can have penalties lah. Okay, so non-compliance can result in severe penalties. You will be facing legal actions, means that you can be sued because you are not following the regulation. And also if that's happened, then you will lose your business privilege. Okay, so these regulatory requirements is important because it can ensure that organization are implementing adequate security measures. Okay, so at least the minimum basic, the organization must implement adequate measures to protect all the sensitive data and to maintain customer privacy. Okay, so that is the three main reasons why information security matters. Okay, due to the the increasing of the cyber threats, and then the value of the data itself, and then the third one will be the regulatory requirements. Okay, right. So next, the second topic, subtopic that we would like to discuss is about the connected world landscape. Okay, so understanding the connected world. Okay, so what is connected world? Right. So the concept here is the connected world refers to a digital environment. Okay, digital environment where various devices, systems and services are interconnected. Okay, enabling seamless communication, data exchange, and also automation. So when we talk about connected world, so we know it's a digital environment and it is actually connected by various devices. Okay, and doing a lot of things that you can do in the digital environment. Okay, so the concept is primarily driven by these three. Okay, so I choose these three lah. So the first one is the IoT. Okay, the Internet of Things. All right, and the second one will be the cloud computing, right? The cloud computing, and the third one will be the mobile devices. Okay, so these three is actually most connected to whatever that we are talking about now, right? Okay, so let's look a bit detail on what these three is about. Okay, so we first is on the Internet of Things. Okay, so Internet of Things is encompass a network of a physical objective. A network of physical objects. Sorry. So it can be devices, it can be vehicles, it can be appliances, okay, or any other item. So, and then it has sensors or software and connectivity features that enable them to collect and exchange data over the internet. Okay, so that is what IoT. All right. So the key features of this IoT is, of course, one is automation, second one is data collection, and the third one is the connectivity. So the devices can actually perform tasks without human intervention if you are talking about IoT. Okay, so such as a smart thermostat. So you can it can be adjust temperatures based on user habits. Okay, so it can perform tasks without human intervention. Okay, and then the second one, data collection. So it can actually continuously monitor and do data gathering from various sources. Okay, so for example, everyone is nowadays wearing fitness watch. Okay, so they are actually monitor and do the data gathering lah, and then at the end they can give you some analysis lah on the record and reports. Okay, and then the third one is interconnectivity. So the devices communicate with each other. Okay, so for example, for instance, so like smart home devices, right? Security system, and then refrigerators can also interact to enhance user convenience and security, right? So maybe like washing machine, okay, so you can actually just access to it remotely, right? So all of this is under IoT. Okay, so the impact is IoT can actually enhance efficiency, convenience. You just imagine that you are in your office and then you want to do something at the same time you want to access your washing machine. You have already loading all your clothes, your dirty clothes, and then you want to put during in your office, you want to on your washing machine, and then you can just on it, okay, remotely. So it actually and very have give a good very apa sorry, it can give advantages to you, can it enhance efficiency, very convenient, okay, and some can give decision making across industries like maybe healthcare, manufacturing, agriculture, and smart cities. So this is the thing that is actually that we need, that we are using in this connected world. So we can just use it remotely. Okay. Okay. So the other one is cloud computing. Okay. So I think every one of us is using cloud computing. All right. So cloud computing involve computing services, uh, basically including storage, okay, processing power, applications over the internet, rather than relying on local server or personal devices. So currently that we mostly in the office, we are putting all our confidential data, our files in the cloud, and then we don't have to buy like minimize the to buy the physical storage, okay, because we can just put all of our information in the cloud, right? So the key features why this cloud computing is good, because it is a scalability, based on scalability. Okay, the resources can be scaled up or down based on demand. So if we need more storage, a bigger storage, then we can pay for a bigger storage. So if we don't have, if we do not need a bigger storage, then we can just cut to only have the smaller storage. So it is based on the requirement at that time. Okay. And then accessibility, the second one. Okay, so the services and data are accessible from anywhere. So if you are in your hometown, or if you are outstation, when you put your files, your documents in the cloud, then you can just access it anywhere. So you don't need to bring like external hard disk. Make sure that you have the latest file in the hard disk, and then the possibility of the hard disk is stolen, is missing, is damaged. So that one can be eliminated if you are using this cloud computing. Okay. But only the limitation is that you need to have an internet connection lah to access this cloud. Okay. Alright. So and then the third one will be the cost efficiency lah, the cost efficiency. So it can reduce the need for significant upfront investment in IT infrastructure by using a pay-as-you-go mode. Okay, so the impact have a good impact lah. Cloud computing has transformed how business operate, providing robust infrastructure. Also can enhance collaboration and also enabling the rapid deployment of services and also application. So there's a lot of things that we can use by having this cloud computing. Okay, so I think my daily life is also become more, can just think whatever I put inside my laptop in the cloud. So when I go back home, I do not need to bring my old laptop. I can just access it once I get home. Okay, all right. The third one is about mobile devices. Okay, so as you can see, is actually any devices such as smartphones and tablets. So it is a portable computing devices. Okay, so that provide connectivity to the internet. It also can enabling communication. It can access information, and also you can do a lot of things if you have apa different application will services. So net, then you can do whatever that you want, use your mobile devices. Okay. Okay, so the key features, the importance, the advantage by having this is, of course, portability. So it is a very small, it is a lightweight, it is easy to carry, allowing user to stay connected on the go. Okay, so I think some of us have like more than two phones, more than two mobile phones, and then adding have iPads, Androids. So there's a lot of portable devices that each of us have, right? So because sometimes we need a bigger screen, so that's why we are using iPad instead of our phone, right? So that is the best thing about mobile devices lah. Yeah, easy to carry, right? And also small. And the second one will be the connectivity. So once you have the cellular, the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth, then you can actually access the internet and do any communication. Okay, and then the third one would be the versatility. Okay, so it support a wide array of functions from communication and entertainment to productivity and navigation through numerous apps. Okay, so I think currently we are more we tend to use more mobile devices. Okay, for example, as me, okay, me myself use mobile devices more often than I use my laptop, for example, because I can just easily access my office email. I can just easily reply email. I can create proposal. I can edit documents. I can do whatever that I want using only my mobile phones, for example. And then also I can access to all any the cloud, okay, OneDrive, and also I can do a lot of transaction. So it is very versatile. I can do anything, everything using my mobile devices. Okay. So the impact, all right. So the mobile devices have revolutionized personal and professional communication, making information and services readily accessible. Okay, so it is very easy. And then they are integral to the connected world, driving the adoption of IoT and cloud computing by providing the interface for these technologies. All right, so the connected world facilitated by the three things that I've mentioned previously, which is the IoT, the cloud computing, and also the mobile devices, is characterized by an unprecedented level of interconnectivity and data exchange. Okay, so this environment enhance efficiency, convenience, and also innovation across various aspects of life and business. Okay, so as these technologies continues to evolve and integrate, they further solidify the foundation of the connected world. Okay, driving progress and transforming everyday experiences. So when we use these three things, so that is why we need to make sure that when we use this, it is secure. So how secure is actually your mobile devices? Okay, so how secure is the cloud services that you are using? So how secure is the devices that you use for the IoT? Okay, so the IoT, you are using equipment or devices that, and then it is actually interacted between. So how sure are you that the attackers is not actually try to access your devices remotely? Okay. So how many of you have antivirus in your mobile devices? Okay, so sometimes we tend to have all the antivirus inside our laptops, inside our computer, personal computer, but we tend not to have the exactly the same security to be installed in our mobile devices. Because of we feel that um the phone okay, I'm talking about the phone specifically. The phone is with us, so other people are not allowed to touch our phone, for example. But how sure are you the attackers is not actually trying to access or accessing our phone remotely? Kan? So that will be the main issue why we need this cyber security to be included, to be implemented in this IoT and also in the cloud computing and also in the mobile devices. As you can see in the cloud computing, for example, we have so many information there. We have so many files, documents, sensitive documents, private documents. We just put inside the cloud. So actually, we don't know where is our files. Okay, so if we are storing our file or folder in a physical location, then we can actually see. Okay, there is our file, and then we can see that who is actually trying to access our file. Okay, so maybe we have more confidence because the file is located inside a cabinet that is have keys. Okay, and then the cabinet is inside a room. The room is locked and everything. But how about if it's the file is in the cloud? You cannot see, so you will never see who is actually trying to access your file and so forth. Okay, so that is why we need security measures to be implemented in this connected world. Okay, because we are using it daily. All right. Okay, now we have discussed about what we understand what is connected world. All right, and then now we would like to see the security challenges in a connected world. Okay, the cybersecurity challenges. Okay, so I have one video to show, but I did not manage to download the video, so I just put the link here. If I play, can you all hear the sound? Let me try first. Sekejap Give me 5 seconds. Hmm. Okay, can you hear the sound?
Still noise.
No sound. Okay, let me stop sharing first. You can see my slide, the video, right?
Actually, just a PPT slide. It's not only picture, not the video and also.
Not the video, right? So give me a second. Um, okay, share sound, sorry. Okay.
So cybersecurity is always facing new issues because technology never stops advancing. Lots of companies like Google, Facebook and Amazon use AI in their systems. That's now become a huge issue, how to make AI more secure.
So a big new threat is the huge number of devices we have, all of which have a lot of our personal data on them, and some of which we don't even know about. The number of devices we need to secure is growing massively and making the problem much harder to solve.
So the biggest challenge that I'm seeing and my clients are talking to me about is just the amount of things that are now connected to the internet and present points of attack.
We went through a huge advent in technological disruption. We actually created new ways of working and transformed so many different industries. But the problem is some of these systems are around for decades, so now we've got to think about how we secure them for the future.
Just understanding the decision-making process that an automaton is making and weighing that up with what we want to know, how we want to know it, and knowing that we're secure.
Okay, so as you can see in the video,
cybersecurity is a myth.
okay, so as you can see in the video, it mentioned that the challenges is, one of it is because of the number of devices is increasingly. Okay, so not only one device, two devices, so the numbers of devices is keep growing. So all the devices is actually connected. So that is the most difficult thing. Okay, in doing this. Okay, let me share again my my slide. Okay, so security challenges in a connected world. So as the digital landscape expands, so do the security challenges that accompany it. So organization and individual face a multitude of threats that can compromise the CIA triad, which is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. So this is the main security challenges faced today. So we will look into a bit detail on these four, which is data breaches, all right, and then we have malware and ransomware, and then phishing attacks and also insider threats. But as you can see here in this image that I shared, all right, so this is also cybersecurity attacks that is available lah. Like we have phishing attacks, okay, DOS or DDoS attack, phishing attack, viruses. So viruses is still under malware. And then the malware attack, the SQL injection attack, okay, and then man in the middle attack, password attack, brute force attack. So brute force attack and password attack is actually in the same category. Okay, and then we have spyware and keylogger. So sometimes they are using this to get our password and username and password, okay, to get our credential, the sensitive credential, and then we have cross-site scripting. So there's a lot of cyber security attacks out there. Okay, but for today we will discuss about only for the main security challenges that is faced today. Okay. All right, so in this table, as you can see, this is like a definition for each security challenges. I put the definition to clear up what is data breaches, what are the security challenge is about, and then the impact of if the security challenge happens, and also the example of each security challenge. Okay. So for the first one, the data breaches, okay. So data breaches is like incident where sensitive or protected or confidential data is accessed without disclosed, is accessed or disclosed without authorization. Okay. So means that unauthorized user is actually accessing it without approval. Okay. So this can involve personal information, intellectual property, or other sensitive information. Okay, so the challenges is one is loss of confidentiality. So means that the sensitive information has been can be exposed, and then it can lead to privacy violation, right? And then it also can lead into financial losses, okay, and then also reputational damage. So again, these three is actually related to one another lah. Okay, so once the client or the customer lost uh, confident because their data has been exposed, then again, as I mentioned previously, they will go to another company, and then the company that particular company will face the financial losses and also reputation damage lah, because nobody is actually believe that company for security measures to ensure that the customer or the client data is saved. Okay, so example, a high profile data breach affecting companies such as Equifax, Target and Yahoo have highlighted the severe impacts of inadequate data security measures. Okay, so they implement, but it's still inadequate, so they need to improve a lot lah on the data security measures. Okay, and then the second one would be the malware and also the ransomware. So just to give you an idea, I think most of you already know what is malware and what is ransomware. Okay, so a malware is a malicious software that is actually designed to exploit or to damage or to harm or to compromise the network or the computer. Okay, so that is the function of malware, right? And then how about ransomware? So ransomware is actually a type of malware. Okay, so it's a sub of malware, but actually the focus is more towards to demand a ransom payment. Okay, so it will encrypt the victim's data. Okay, and then it will demand a ransom payment. If the target wants the data back again, so they need to pay a ransom, and then the attacker will give the decryption key. So if not, that means that the data of the target the victim's data will be damaged or will be deleted or so forth. Okay, so if the victim do not have any backup data or so forth, then maybe they will need to pay the ransom payment. But if not, they have the backup data, but just imagine the data will be stolen, and then it will go back to this security challenge, which is a data breach. And then the client, it will be like, the client and the customer will lose confidence because their data has been compromised and so forth. Okay. All right. So the challenges would be operational disruption. So because malware, so we are talking about malware. So malware can disable the system, disrupt the business operation, and also can cause significant downtime. So it depends on the severity of or the powerfulness of the malware that has been sent by the attacker. Okay, so sometimes it can disrupt the business operation for days. But maybe if they have the company have a proper mitigation, then maybe they can solve the issues within a few hours, maybe, right? And then we have data loss. Okay, so the ransomware can lead to permanent data loss if the victims do not have proper backups and they refuse to pay the ransom. Okay, so just like what we discussed before. And then the last one would be financial extortion. Victims of ransomware may face substantial financial demands to regain access to their data. So sometimes they say you need to pay 1,000, and then maybe the next time they say you need to pay 3,000 more. So it will keep on going because they have your data, then they can do whatever they want. All right. So for example, the WannaCry case and also the NotPetya ransomware attack caused widespread disruption and financial business and public institutions globally. Okay. All right. So I have one more. This is actually an old, not very old, but it's not a new video. How the cybersecurity expert demonstrate how hackers can actually easily gain access to the sensitive information. Okay, so let's see together. Okay, let me
Shanti, delivery for you.
As a person that doesn't use computers much,
can you
do you know that you're not ever supposed to plug in a USB drive that you find on the ground?
Can you all hear the sound? Can you hear the sound for the video?
Yes, the sound already.
Oh, okay.
As a person that doesn't use computers much, do you know that you're not ever supposed to plug in a USB drive that you find on the ground or that someone sends you in the mail, that if when you plug that into your computer, it could install malicious software? Did you know this?
Of course.
Okay, that's great. Well,
no, I didn't know that, but I've never done that. I would never pick something up and plug it in.
A lot of people do.
I would never want to put something in I didn't know what was on the stick.
Yeah, but people go to conferences and there's jars of USB drives and people just usually plug it in and don't think the better. But people have known for years, you never do this.
Yeah.
But you have to think about how have hackers evolved in their tradecraft to even do this with something that's so simple that anybody would fall for it. So think about, do you have an iPhone or an Android?
I do.
You do. So you charge it with the cable.
I'm not telling you which.
So you charge the phone, right, with the cable?
Yes, right.
What if I could tell you we could modify that cable so when it's plugged into your computer that we could remotely command the cable to install malware on your computer?
The cable?
The cable itself, and I'm going to show you in a second.
You're talking about a little white?
Yeah, right here. Doesn't that look like an ordinary charging cable to you?
Yeah.
How do you get the cable to the victim? Well, if you have on-site access, you're in a company and you could swap it out. Or we could do what we call a social engineering attack and send a device with a cable, like a new iPhone or a new Pixel 4, and it comes pre-packaged in the box, and when you open the box and you take the shrink wrapping off, it looks exactly like it came from factory, but what the target doesn't know is that the cable has been modified. So let me show you actually how it works.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions first?
Yeah, I want to know how this works.
Okay, all right. So we're going to plug this in. What we have here on this white screen, this is the hacker, and this computer is sitting in Virginia. It's not even in this room. So this is the hacker. This here is the victim. This is us. We plugged in the cable, and now what the attacker is going to do is command the cable to install malware, malicious software on the computer, so the hacker. This device is a Bluetooth, within about 300 feet of the computer. I could push a button on here, and then what's going to happen, if you look at the lower left-hand corner of the Windows computer where it says type here to search, in about 5 seconds you're going to see it like magically type, It's going to be a split second. And then what's going to happen over here, we're going to gain control of the computer. So what I want you to do, Phil, is see that A button? You can walk over there back to your chair. See the A?
Sort of.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, it's the bottom one.
Yeah, press the A button. Stop. Okay, and then we should look at the lower left-hand part of the screen. There it goes. That's the malware being injected. And that's it. That's all the victim sees. And I don't see it up
happened
on
that
screen.
fast?
That fast.
So right now, you're controlling this computer
From Virginia.
here.
Yeah, I'm connected to a computer in Virginia. This has malware installed now because of the cable, and now I'm able to take full control of this computer as the hacker. So I could go through all the files on the computer, I can turn on the microphone and listen to the conversations in the room, or what is really scary is I could turn on the victim's webcam, and now I could spy on you.
Okay, so
I remember this.
okay, let's go on quickly on the slide. Okay. Okay, and then we have phishing attacks. Okay, and then we have insider threats. Okay, so phishing attack, as you know, is a social engineering attack, which can actually they want to get sensitive information from the victims, and then they will do whatever they want once they have the credential. So the challenges will be credential theft, financial fraud, and then widespread impact. Okay, so it can spread and affect a large numbers of users. Okay, and then for example, is a spear phishing. So it's a targeted form of in numerous high-profile attacks, including those in corporate, executive, and also government officials lah. Okay, and then we have insider threats, which is it is actually involve the malicious or negligent actions by the employees or the contractor or the other trusted individuals. So that's why we call it as insider threats. Okay, so the challenge about these insider threats is detection difficulty. So when we talk about insider threats, it is very hard to detect because the insider have often have the legitimate access to system and also the data. So it is difficult to identify who is actually the insider threats. Okay, and then the next one will be the significant damage. Okay, so insider can cause substantial harm due to their knowledge of the internal system. They know where is the what is the OS that the company is using, the database that they are using. So they can actually cause more harm due to their knowledge too. All right, and then trust erosion. So example, it from deliberate theft or an accidental leaks. Okay, so that will be example for insider threats. Okay. All right. So essential security measures, implementing security measures. So so it is more critical than ever. All right. So we need to adopt a robust security measures to safeguard are designed to protect the CIA triad and to ensure that it remains secure. Okay, so this is the top 10 security measures that every organization should have. So due to so at least this is standard each organization should have lah. So one is the data classification. And then number 2 is monitoring. Number 3 would be the security awareness training. Okay. And then cloud security. So we have discussed about this, right? And then patch management, physical security, application security, network segregation and segmentation, encrypting sensitive data, and also strict access control. So this would be the top 10 what organization should implement in their organization. Okay, so if you want to read more, then you can click here lah when I share this slide. So you can click in the link to see on the description of each security measures. Okay, so this is also the top 12. This is the top 12 cybersecurity best practices for 2024. So one is to have a cybersecurity policy. Okay, and then to apply a people-centric security approach. Okay, number 2 is secure your perimeter and IoT connections. Okay, and then number 3, employ a people-centric security approach. Number 4, to control access to sensitive data. Right. So, and then number 5, manage password wisely. Monitor the activity of privileged and third-party users. So if we are talking about connected world, so this is also need to be monitored very closely lah, because who is actually doing accessing, what are the activity that they do, whether you are is actually know who is accessing the devices or not. All right, so you need to have this monitoring. And then number 7, to manage supply chain risks. Okay, enhance your data protection and management. And then employ biometric security. And then use multi-factor authentication. So as you can see, not only one authentication is needed. So if possible, to have multi-factor authentication. And then to conduct regular cybersecurity audits, and also to simplify your technology infrastructure. So this is the general things cybersecurity to be followed lah for each of the company. Okay. Okay, so this will be more towards what need to be implemented. So you on network security part, so you need to strengthen the network security, right? So you can use network segmentation. You can use the VPNs, and also continuous monitoring and threat detection. Okay, so by using IDS, IPS, so you need to have the threat detection to be used in your for your network security, because if you don't have this device good detection, then you will not be able to detect if something is happening. Okay. And then next, the endpoint security. Okay, so to ensure endpoint security lah, to measure the protection, to protect the endpoint devices. Okay, so for example, need to have antivirus and malware, anti-malware software. This is to ensure that the attacker is not putting any backdoors. Okay, to make sure that they are not installing any malware in our computer. Okay, to avoid our computer to be one of the bot, to be one of the zombies. So we want to make sure that our PC is not one of the target lah. All right, and then we need to have a device encryption. Okay, and then also we can also implement the EDR solution, endpoint detection and response solution. Okay, so what I have listed here is some of the things that can be used for each of the scope. Okay, so not only this, so there's a lot more, but this will be the example that can be used and commonly used in the company. Okay, all right, and then we have the the data security. Okay, protecting data at rest and in transmit. Okay, so bear in mind, in the connected world also, we need to make sure that the data is being secured in whatever state. Whether we are during the transmission or during in the database, so it must be protected lah. So how you can achieve this is by implementing, and also to secure your data storage. Okay, wherever that you put your data, so you need to secure your database or your data storage. And the third one would be during the transmission. So use the VPN, use the SSL. So you need to make sure that while the data is transferred, that you are using the secure data transfer protocol. Okay, And then the fourth one would be user education and awareness. So this is on the endpoint side, which is you need to continuously educate and you need to train all the users, okay, because they are actually do their daily activities and they are the one that is actually using the confidential information, the file and folders. So we need to make sure that they are well trained and know things that they need to do and the do and the don't. All right, so some of the things have this security awareness training program. Maybe you can have some attack simulation exercise. Okay, not only be done any simulation exercise so that they can feel, they can learn by facing it, not only reading it. Okay, and then keep on updates the security policies and make sure that the policies is being distribute to all of the end user so that they know they need the policy, the do and the don'ts lah based on the policy given. Okay, and then the fifth one is the incident response and management, which is on the effective incident response. So here is more towards the what you need to do if incident is actually happening. So once incident happen, then you need to know whatever that you need to action that you need to take as soon as possible. So that is why this incident response and management is very important. Okay, some of the companies still don't have this incident response plan or management. They do not have a proper plan. Not only this IRP, but sometimes the policy like this one, they also do not have the updated or the latest policies. So they have the old one, but they do not update their security policy, which is not good lah. Okay, so inside the IRP, incident response and management, so you need to have all of the steps is needed. Okay, so you need to have the planning, you need to know what tools that you will be using for detection, what tools that you will use for the analysis part, what action will be done for containment, eradication, and also recovery. So each malware or each incident will provide a different action for containment, a different action for eradication, and different action for recovery. Okay, so you need to have like very specific plan for each incident lah. All right, and then again post-review, post-incident review and improvement. Okay, and then the next one would be the regulatory compliance. So this is like what we have discussed in the first topic, which is why the information security is important, because we would like to comply with the regulatory lah, to comply with the regulatory standard. So because if we do not comply, then maybe we will be sued and then we will have more problems due to data breach and so forth. Okay, all right. Okay, so future cybersecurity trends. So we have a little bit discussed on what security measures, the common ones that can be implemented by organization or as an individual when you are connected to the in the digital world. Okay, so I think the measures that I mentioned is a bit general. So it is actually can be implemented for both parties lah, for the company and also as the individual. Okay. Okay, so for the future cybersecurity trends, so looking ahead, the future security trend. So so we have 4 actually. Okay, so 4 things that is actually we need to look forward, which is the first one would be the AI and ML, which is artificial intelligence and also machine learning. Okay, So artificial intelligence and machine learning are revolutionizing information security by enhancing the threat detection, response, and also prevention capabilities. So as you know that this artificial intelligence is something that you can that machine can carry out tasks that typically requires human intelligence lah. So it learns. Okay, it learns. So and then machine learning creates algorithm that can learn from data and make decisions. So you need to have a lot of data and then train the data by using machine learning punya algorithm. Then you can actually make decision based on the data that you have trained and can actually give a decision on that. Okay, so it still requires human intervention when the decision is incorrect lah. Okay, so that is under machine learning. Okay, so for example, for this AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning, so we have this SIEM, Security Information and Event Management. Okay, so this SIEM system enhanced with AI capabilities to improve threat detection and also incident response. Okay, so they are trying to have a proper threat detection, and also they know in order to do that they will know what type of response they need to give based on each incident. Okay, so AI-driven endpoint protection platforms that offer real-time monitoring and also automated remediation. Okay, so so for this one, the example is the simplest one is the SIEM lah. Okay. I think the key development I don't have to highlight lah for that one. Okay. Right, and then the second one is the blockchain technology for security. Okay, so blockchain technology known for its decentralization and immutability. So it offers innovative solutions for enhancing security across various domains lah. Okay, so as you can see here, so how blockchain will transform cybersecurity. So by verifying software, it can also mitigate DDoS attack. Okay, biometric private key. So basically, it can transform the cybersecurity in a very good perspective lah. Okay, so for example here that I put is to use of blockchain for secure voting systems to ensure the integrity of election processes. Okay, and then the second one is the blockchain-based identity management solutions that provide users with greater control over their personal information. Okay, can I have like 5 seconds? Okay. Okay, sorry for this disruption. Okay. All right. So, okay, next would be the third one. Okay, the third one will be the zero trust architecture. Okay. So, ZTA shift the security paradigm from traditional perimeter-based defenses to a model where trust is never assumed and verification is continuously enforced. Okay, so for example, for the ZTA is when we adopt the identity-centric security solutions such as identity and access management, IAM, and also PAM system, which is privileged access management. Okay, so this is under the zero trust architecture where we using this one we need to do a lot of verification lah. Okay, so trust is never assumed. So need verification continuously. Okay. Okay, all right, so number 4, sorry. So this number 4 is actually quantum computing. So sorry about the title. So it's on the quantum computing. So while this one is still in nascent stages, so it has potential to both challenge and enhance current cryptographic method. Okay, so I think it is in the future lah, coming slowly. The quantum cryptography. So currently, I think there's a few for example, in our for our students, they are using this quantum cryptography try lah to be implemented. Okay, and then for example, currently NIST is trying to develop lah this post-quantum cryptographic algorithm. Okay, so it is still in the early stages lagi lah. Okay, I think this will be the last topic lah on the, just to share with you all the cybersecurity cases from 2021 until 2024. So just highlight the high profile cybersecurity cases lah, just to show the importance of having the cybersecurity to be implemented. Okay. So, okay, so the first one in 2021, just to highlight one case, which is the colonial pipeline ransomware attack. So not really sure you have heard this attack or not previously. Okay, so this incident is a ransomware attack. Okay, so it attacked the colonial pipeline. It's a major US fuel pipeline operator. Okay, so leading to a temporary shutdown and fuel supply disruption across the East Coast. Okay, so it's they need to shut down temporary and give disruption to fuel supply across the East Coast. Okay, so the cause, actually the attackers use compromised credential to access and deploy ransomware, where they actually demand a ransom for decryption, right? So the impact, of course, the operational is disrupt, and then the economic impact and the public concern over critical infrastructure security. You can just imagine there's a disruption about on the fuel supply. Okay, so it is very crucial issues lah at that time. Okay. So the response, the colonial pipeline they need to pay a ransom to regain access to their system. And of course, implemented stronger security measures lah, including enhanced endpoint security and also incident response planning. So as you can see, they need to do this in order to avoid this thing happen again lah, right? So lesson learned. Implement strong authentication measures because they compromise the credential, and then develop a regularly test incident response recovery plan, because once currently they don't have, at that time they don't have, so once the incident happen, they don't know what to do, so they will take time to know and to decide whatever that they want to do. Okay, and then also enhanced security measures for critical infrastructure and operational technology environments. So that one is on 2021. And then we have 22. We have Uber data breach. Okay, Uber data breach. So in 2022 September, so Uber suffered a data breach when a hacker gained across the company's internal system and also sensitive information. So the breach was reported initiated through social engineering. Okay, so where the attacker tricked an Uber employee into providing access credential lah. Okay, so the impact, data breach, all the sensitive internal documents, employee information, customer data has been breached, and then the response, Uber immediately launched an investigation, secured the compromised system, and also cooperated with law enforcement. Okay, so lesson learned here. So they need to enhance employee training and recognizing and responding to social engineering attack. Okay, implement stronger access control, multi-factor authentication, and also they need to do the regularly audit and review security protocols. Okay, so and then in 2022 also they have this incident, which is crypto.com cyber attack. Okay, so this one, the impact lead to theft of approximately 34 million in cryptocurrency, okay, including Bitcoin and also Ethereum, right? So this is also alarming issues back in 2022, okay. All right, and then the last one is 2023, and then we have just like a few for 2024. Okay, so for 2023 is a Medibank data breach. Okay, so from the attacker gained access to Medibank system. Okay, and then approximately 9.7 million current and former customer were affected lah. Right, and after that happened, they know what they need to enhance lah. Means that they need to have like data encryption, they need to have access control, especially for sensitive information. Okay, they need to improve their threat detection and also response capabilities, and then enhance transparency and communication with customers during a breach. Okay, right. All right, so this is just to highlight a few recent cybersecurity cases in 2024. Okay, so just highlight two. Russian cyber attacks and also in terms of data breach. Okay, so Microsoft source code theft. Okay, this is just currently happening in March 2024. Okay, so Russian hackers stole Microsoft's source code and accessed internal system, continuation of their espionage campaign that began in November 2023. So this is also happened in has been happened in March 2024, and then in Australian government breach in January 2024, Russian hackers infiltrate 65 Australian government departments, okay, stealing 2.5 million documents. Okay, alright, and then in the Swedish digital service attack, so this Russian cyber attack is they launched a ransomware attack, targeted Sweden's sole digital service provider to government operations, significantly disrupting services across 120 government offices. Okay, so this alone, this is just the highlighted ones lah. And then data breach in February 2024 in the French health insurance breach. So affected 33 million French citizens. Okay, and then also in global affairs, so has been compromised, secured VPN in January 2024. Okay, all right. So this is the highlighted one. In 2024. All right. Okay. So closing, the importance of proactive security measures. So I think the main is because as you can see in the recent cybersecurity incidents that we highlighted a few too. So it is actually illustrate the nature of cyber threats and the critical needs for continuous vigilance and improvement in security practice. As you can see, the impact is very high, it's very big, and the impact severity is very high. involve money, involve reputation, so it involves so many things. So this is why we need to have proactive security measures to be implemented. So not only to mitigate, not only to prevent it from happening. So I think we cannot actually prevent totally, but at least we need to have security to be implemented. So that when the attack happen, when the incident happen, then it is actually the impact, we can do mitigation plan. So the impact is not, so the impact is acceptable. Okay, the impact is acceptable. So if we implement the security, so at least we have the impact is acceptable. We can provide action as soon as possible. We can try to resolve as soon as possible, and our business can still running and so forth. Okay, so some of the importance why to have these security measures, of course, the first one would be the continuous improvement. Okay, so we need to a new threats comes in, new devices comes in, new hackers comes in, so they will always have a new creative techniques they develop. So that's why we need to have like continuous improvement to stay ahead of the threats lah, to ensure that at least we are at par with the threats that is coming towards our organization. Okay, so and then the second one would be staying informed about new threats. Okay, staying informed about the latest cyber threats and attacks techniques is crucial for effective defense. So we need to still updates ourselves. We need to keep update. We need to know what happens, what is the new threat, so that we know what security measures need to be implemented lah for our individual when we are connecting, when we are using all the devices, when we have all the smart devices inside our home, and so forth. So we need to know the threats, the possible attacks, so that we will be more prepared, and we will know what security to be implemented to ensure the safetyness of our data and so forth. Okay, and then number 3 is the commitment to a security at all level lah. So cybersecurity is not just the responsibility of the IT department. So it's actually need to be by everyone, from the bottom until the top lah. So it requires a holistic approach involving all levels of an organization. So of course we need to have a leadership lah. So the top management need to do enforcement, but the responsibility not only comes from the top management, it need to be from all levels. So if all level did not contribute, did not put all know their responsibility, they do not know their roles, so it will be very difficult to have these security measures to be implemented. Okay, because this is not only on devices, on technology, so it is also based on human. So if the human weaknesses is one of the factors, then if they do not know their roles and responsibility, then even though you have the best technology or the best devices or the best tool, so if you do not know on how to use it, then it will be no use lah, because you cannot do anything, because the person that will use the tools and everything is the human. Okay, so training, vendor, so all of it is actually contributing to it. Okay, so basically after all of the discussion, I think we understand that cybersecurity is all that you need to rule the hyper-connected world. Okay. All right, so I think that will be the last of my slides. All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your presentation. Yeah, for our participant, if you have any questions for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. Yeah, first question, we have question from Mr. Abdul, miss. Yeah, already wrote in the room chat also. This is visible from your side. What do you want?
Okay. Let me read the question first. Okay.
I will read this if this is not clear from your side. Is it okay?
Okay. I think my internet is quite slow here.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, the first question from Mr. Abdul. In our discussion on cybersecurity in a connected world, could you elaborate on how active threat intelligence gathering can be utilized to proactive defend against emerging cyber threat in real time within interconnected system? Thank you.
Okay, so how active threat intelligence gathering can be utilized to proactively defend against emerging threats in real time within interconnected system. Okay, so as we know, the threat intelligence is actually to identify the threats, right? Okay, what do you understand about threat intelligence actually? Can somebody are they allowed to have a discussion like this? Or they are not allowed to have to have a sound in this session?
I think so, miss.
Sorry?
I think it's not.
Oh, okay. All right. So they are not allowed to have a discussion, is it? Okay. So basically, the threat intelligence is, as you know, is a collection of analysis or information about suspected or emerging active cyber threats. All right. So including all the vulnerabilities about the threat actors' tactics, on the techniques that the actors are using, the attackers are using, and also all the related procedures and also indicators that can actually compromise the IOC. Okay, so that would be what is active threat intelligence about. So when we have this all the collection, so when we are using this threat intelligence, so when we have all of this collection and we have all this analysis, actually we can predict. Okay, so we can predict what happened, what possibility that can happen in future. So that's why we can actually do a proper mitigation or a proper plan if that particular incident happened, the threats happen, then we can actually we have already planned for that particular incidents, because we have all the collection of the data, we have all the analysis, so that's why we can use that in order to plan what can be done to defend the cyber threats in when it's happened. Okay, so I think because of the threat intelligence, the function or the what is the threat intelligence about? So when you have that, so you can actually make use of all what have been collected, then it can be used to plan on how to defend against the cyber threats in future. Okay, so I think, am I answering your question, Encik Abdul?
Yes, Miss. And then the second question from Miss Kina. How can we active engagement with the concept of threat hunting to enhance cybersecurity measure within the interconnected framework of our modern world? Thank you.
Threat hunting. Okay, how can we actively engage with the concept of threat hunting to enhance cybersecurity measures? Okay, so threat hunting is actually is a practice that we search for cyber threats. Okay, so basically that is threat hunting. So we are actually we actually are trying to hunting the threats lah. Okay, so threats that are detected or try to possible sorry, we will try as much as possible to hunt the threat that is available or is actually not detected. Okay, so by doing that, how can we actively engage with the concept of threat hunting to enhance cybersecurity measures? So when you actually do this threat hunting, you will find, you can actually identify all the threats that is available, and then when you know about the threats, definitely you can take proper measures on what to be implemented for your to enhance your cybersecurity. So if you don't know the threats, the available or what will be the possible threats, then of course you will not be able to have a proper plan on how to implement or what type of technology that or technique that you want to implement for your cybersecurity measures. So I think that will be my answer to your question. So when you do this threat hunting, so when you know, when you have all the details, you know what is the threats, then you can basically use that information to enhance your cybersecurity measures.
Okay, thank you for answering. And then the last question from Paulina. Can you share example of how active different strategy like threat hunting and real-time monitoring are crucial for safeguarding interconnected system in today's cybersecurity landscape? Thank you.
Okay. Threat hunting or real-time monitoring is crucial. Okay, so for example, the real-time monitoring, I think due to okay, sorry. Let me rephrase. Okay, for the real-time monitoring, So this is very crucial for safeguarding because it will be different between real-time monitoring and also monitoring itself. Okay, so when you have this real-time monitoring, so at the same time you are actually monitoring currently. It's a real-time monitoring. So when attack happen or is there any suspicious things happen during the activity, so actually you can detect at that time. All right, so you will know at that time what is actually happened and you can automatically do action to prevent it. Okay, so if you only focus on monitoring itself, so for example, if you are working in the when you read logs, you are doing monitoring actually. So you monitor, but then sometimes the data that you are reading, that you are referring to, is actually from previous one. So you are not actually monitoring at the real-time situation. So for the when you read the log, I mean the previous log, so you still do monitoring, but the maybe the attack has already happened. The suspicious behavior is already happened. So the action that you will take is actually after the action has been implemented by the attacker. But when you do the real-time monitoring, so it will triggers at that particular moment. So if it's when it's happened, then you can actually you can actually take action immediately. Maybe you can log out. Maybe you can isolate your laptop. You disconnect the internet, for example. So I'm referring to your personal computer at that moment lah. If you are in the SOC team, maybe when you do this real-time monitoring and then you know there's a DDoS happen, then you know that actually this IP address is attacking you, then you can automatically block the IP address and so forth. So that is why for me the real-time monitoring are very crucial lah for safeguarding, because you will monitor that action or that activity in real time. So what happened, what actually happened at that time, you can actually know and you can take immediate action. Okay, so I think that that will be my answer for Pauline's questions.
Yeah, okay, thank you for answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor Lara. Okay. Before I proceed for all participants, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the front screen. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of this lecture today. We would like to thank you for Mr. Herny for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for all participants. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future with University of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The visiting lecture for today and here. We have to see you soon. Thank you. And have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Okay, terima kasih. Thank you.
Bye. Untuk para peserta bisa meninggalkan acara